Yo, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another Just a Thought. It's great to be back. It's pissing down outside, but hey, sometimes you can't appreciate the sunshine until it rains. So I'm grateful for the rain, it makes the plants grow and everything like that. So it's great to be back. I got my guy with me. And what's today's Just a Thought today, bro?
Just a thought today. One must not allow the clock or the calendar to blind himself that each moment of life is a miracle and a mystery.
So what does that mean?
Ooh. Okay, well, for me, that means sometimes we get too caught up on the timeline and the days and, what we should be doing in different, on different days, and we forget that, this whole life is a moment, right? A calendar or a clock, that's man-made. That's something that nature never I guess meant for us to have.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes a lot of people, even just with little things like changes, like say take a New Year's resolution for a change. People wait till New Year's to try and make sporadic or big changes in their lives when every day is a moment. Every day is like a beautiful mystery that you can, I guess, unravel, you can change, you can figure out. And, just for me, it just means that, don't be confided to just because it's, a Monday, you have to feel shit on a Monday or, you got a whole working week ahead of you. It's like, live every day as if it's the same, have fun. Like if you want to go out or go for a nice beach walk, normally we reserve that for a weekend, but lately we've been doing it on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays. It's like you don't have to let the calendar or the clock or anything that puts you, I guess, on a restraint as far as your time. Just use your time freely. I guess that's what that means to me. It's use your time however you want. Don't let anyone or anything dictate when you should do things, how you should do things. Don't wait for, your birthday or, I'll start that next week or I'll start that next month or whatever it is. It just get after it and realize that, as I said, we're here for a moment, and I think when people start using things like the calendar year and all that sort of stuff, that's when you lose out on a lot of time and a lot of progress because you're waiting for something that doesn't really matter. The calendar year, whether it's January 1st or December 31st, it's the same thing. It's the same day. It's the same life. You don't have to wait till 2022 or 2023. You can start and do your things, as far as your own time. So, yeah, I think that's sort of what, the basis that I took from that. And I felt like that was real beautiful because, we, in today's society, we've got our phones on us all the time. We've got computers showing us the date, screens everywhere, all that sort of stuff. So it's like, we're really locked into how much time we have. And, sometimes it's just really, really good to just get away from that sort of side of things and just realize that, hey, the whole life is just one thing. There's no days, there's no months, there's no years. And just do what you can with what you've got, really. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a really good concept, and it's really what matters is what you do with that time. And people, there's this thing, it's like dead or alive time. Are you using that time to be alive, or you're using that time to be dead? And there's plenty of quotes around that, and it's just like, what do you make of the moment? Don't let the moment make you. What do you make of that moment? And every moment can mean a lot to you. You can create meaning for that moment, and I think that's the best thing you can do is what does this moment teach me? What does it teach me about love? What does it teach me about life? What does it teach me about learning? And every moment matters. So, like you said, there's no days. Obviously, there's days, the weeks, months, and years. But make that moment matter. What can it teach you? And it's funny, man, when you switch your mindset to what can this moment teach you? What can it teach you about love, learning, and living? It will change your life. And that's the thing. Your body can do anything that your mind can think of. So it starts with the mind, and it's really your mindset. You can literally change your life in a moment. And like you said, your moment is a life.
Yeah.
So you can change your whole life in every moment. And it only takes one thought. It takes one great thought of thinking, what can this really teach me? And when you do look at life like that, everything just becomes amazing because it's supposed to happen the way it happens. Yeah. And you're fine with it. So, I think and I talked about this morning on that fit was meaning creates emotion, and emotion creates life. Let it flow. And that was straight from my thoughts this morning. I was just like, that's so true. It's like, as humans, we're emotional. That's what makes us so great. So, like I said, the time doesn't matter, but the emotion does. The meaning does. What meaning do you have in your life? And if you haven't got any, work for it. Find it. If you got passion on something, go work for that. The money's not going to matter. The money will come because you're good at what you do. So, that's how I like to think of it. Yeah, there's no time, man. It's all a moment, and it's just like, feel it, let it flow.
That's like real interesting, you know, that point that you said about, you know, switching your mindset to really ask yourself and define what each moment means to you and what you're really trying to get.
I never used to have that mindset.
And that's what I was going to say. Is like we're pure examples of that, where, you know, the first sort of 25 years of our lives, you know, we ran through it with like just, that happened, and like there's no meaning behind it. Like you're just waiting for the next thing to happen. But then once you really start deciphering what each thing and each each person, each moment, each consequence, each good win, you know, each thing that happens to you, once you start deciphering why that happened and, you know, how that fits into the grand puzzle of your life, like, man, you really start to open up like a whole nother side of life, because you start to understand the meaning behind it. And you end up saying things like, you know, the money doesn't really matter, because the money will come when you're enjoying what you're doing, when you find your purpose, and, you know, and you're really getting after it and doing what you want to do with your time. That's when you really become successful.
Yeah,
and that's,
for sure.
That's when a lot of people, you know, like I listened to like a few different people this week that they found out that, you know, you chase money and goals and stuff all the time, but it's really once you're doing what makes you happy that you start to realize
it's
money
funny, man,
doesn't even,
and it's quite funny, right? Is that you don't really have a goal no more.
No, the goal is basically just to better yourself.
Yeah,
you know, like to really get to a point where, you know, those other people, as I said, they just say like money doesn't make the world go around. Money doesn't make you happy. Like, money makes things easier.
Yeah,
but
sure.
if you've got 9 times out of 10, everyone's got what they need in their life to do what they love with their life. You know, and all you need to do is just really step back and really look at it. Like, you know, it's a shame because a lot of people have to get money to realize they don't need it. You know, and I guess getting the money, that changes a lot of people who aren't ready for the money. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people go through that process. They'll get money, but it changes them along the way. And then once they realize they don't need it, it's sort of too late. You know, they've already sort of done what they needed to do and become the person that they wanted to become. But yeah, I think that's very interesting. It's, you know, and that's what we're trying to say is like, you know, do what you can with your time. You know, don't rely on society and what they say you should be doing at a certain age or a certain year, or
again,
you know,
the time doesn't matter. You know,
time is really irrelevant. You know, if you're not using it in the correct way and you're not using it to better yourself. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Fuck It Up Fridays, crazy episode. Tune in. The girls went on a fucking mission and they took that thing down. So looking forward.
I was MIA on this one, guys. So you guys need to watch out for that one. That's going to be fire.
He'll be back. Let's go.